So today, I was thinking, I've been working hard on some ideas. I was doing the 24-hour stream, but the biggest thing about working on the 24-hour stream is I've been working with you and figuring out, just how talented you are and how much potential you have, and all the stuff that you did to make the stream come true. And I just wanted to ask you one question about our future together. I just wanted to ask you,
future. Okay.
will you make a channel with me, Jimmy?
A channel with you.
A brand new channel,
together,
brand new.
Uh-huh.
Like a partnership, a partnership.
Yeah. Okay. I kind of like an equal.
Yeah,
thing.
like a 50-50 type thing.
That's cool. That sounds like a really. I mean, that sounds like a really good idea. It's just I think where I'm at now with my life, I don't really know if it would be good for me.
Yeah, so it's a no. It's a no. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying it's a no.
Well, I mean,
but it definitely it is. I mean, it is a no. No, it's mostly because of it's a me thing. It's not just because your content is bad, and I don't really
sure.
want anything to do with it. It's not just because
it's not just
it's because of other
that.
things too.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think I'm gonna ask you to forget that I ever asked that. In fact, it's not that you said no. It's not that I brought this up. It's just that it never happened, and we're just gonna continue.
It
never happened. It never happened. It never happened.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah,
I'm good at repressing things.
I take back what I said. You take back what you said. We all move on.
Well, no, I don't. I don't really take because I wouldn't. I mean, I stand by what I said, though, right? I stand by what I said about your content.
All right, this bit's gone too long. Roll the intro.
roll the intro. And we're back.
Do we have like a proper intro for this podcast yet, or are we waiting for that to grow organically?
What the fuck is up, you Nunicanites? Well, no, actually, I guess we don't even
have a name, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Oh,
it's new. It's unprecedented.
What's new?
It's unprecedented, is what it is. There's no precedent set for what is going to happen with this new channel.
That's bullshit. I said when we fucking started this thing that I'm the fucking president, okay? And you're second banana. I'm the top shit. I'm the king shit. I'm Donkey Kong. You're fucking Diddy Kong. I'm Sonic the Hedgehog. You're fucking Tails.
I'm gonna be honest. Diddy's kind of cool though. He plays the electric guitar. He's got a jetpack. I mean, Donkey Kong's just kind of a big oaf. I mean, not to diss my man Donkey, but I mean, like,
what are you saying?
Diddy's got like that coolness factor.
You talking shit on my boy? Are you talking shit on my boy Donkey Kong? You better not be talking shit on my boy Donkey Kong, dude. You can't be talking shit.
I can't even die on this hill. I can't even support this claim because I do love Donkey Kong.
Dead in the water. You got nothing. King Kong ain't got Donkey Kong ain't got nothing on me. You ever see Training Day? That's a great movie.
No, I haven't.
You should check out Training Day. It's fucking Denzel and Ethan Hawke, and it's about police corruption.
Ethan Hawke, isn't that the guy from Mission Impossible? Isn't that the character in Mission Impossible?
What's the guy's name?
Tom Cruise's character?
It's like Ethan something. Ethan
Hunt. Ethan Hunt.
Ethan Hunt.
Different guy.
Yeah,
different
and his
guy.
brother Mike.
Yeah, his brother Mike. Also, when I was helping Jimmy set up OBS, there's a section called Mike dash aux, and I really try and make the separation every time that I try and walk someone through that, because otherwise, like, I've done this before where people get confused and I'm just talking about my cocks all the time. I'm talking. It gets people really intrigued. But we were able to
go
figure
ahead
it
and
out.
click on my cocks. Dude, you have several? What the fuck?
Yeah,
How
yeah.
many?
Just pull up my cocks. Just turn up the slider on my cocks. So.
Hell yeah. That
This is
rules.
a great bit.
Back in the studio, baby.
This is episode 2.
What's the
I like the energy of this episode.
2.
This episode feels
This is
wild,
good.
man. I'm liking this.
Yeah. No, the energy's all over the place. Crazy.
I think last
What's
time you
going
were
on?
too
What's
high.
Yeah, now I'm less high, but I'm also sipping on a fine cocktail
go.
of my own invention. Do you want to hear what's in this cocktail?
Lay
it's
it
a really
on me.
good
What you got
recipe.
in that
I think.
poison that you've picked?
Well, first I start with poison, and then no, it's you get some Malibu rum liqueur. It tastes like coconut, and then you pour it in a cup, in a mug. This my kitty mug.
Nice.
And then you put some ice in it, and then you put some water on it, so you can drink it for longer and forget that you're broke and can't afford more liquor.
Nice.
I call it the James cocktail. That's my
That sounds
name.
like a Mother Goose fairy tale name. James Cocktail ran into the woods and battled with the bears that lived there.
Ooh, I battled with the bears.
I don't know. I can't.
I'm having a bear battle.
I guess that's. I guess most Mother Goose fairy tales weren't quite that intense, where you're battling with bears. It's more so like
Yeah.
jumping over candlesticks and living in shoes.
Yeah, like baby stuff.
Yeah, the baby
that I'm not
stuff.
into. No, I'm into like cool guy stuff, like fighting.
Yeah, like
and,
fighting
drinking
and
beer
bears. You know.
Yeah, and fighting bears, riding bears into battle. Oh, speaking of
You
which,
fight them into
can
submission
we-
so you can then ride them into battle.
Yeah, dude, that's fucking awesome. There was a movie that I saw very recently that involved riding on bears into battle, and it was really good.
Was it the Golden
And
Compass?
it was called. No, it was not the Golden Compass. More like the Golden Rumpus, am I right? No, it was. I saw Puss in Boots with my niece a while ago, and it's good. It's good. I think it's cool. And this would be. Have you seen it?
I've been trying to watch it for the past week, and I just haven't gotten around to it.
It's totally worth it. I think you're gonna love it.
I've seen
especially
clips from it.
you.
It looks very nice. Very nice.
It's not. I mean, it looks like fucking Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's.
But it's
just,
not like the
they
same.
just
Like
did
it's
what
more of like a
Spider-Verse did.
painterly thing.
I'd say it's pretty similar. It's less like overtly comic
Yeah.
booky. Like its influences are fairy tale
Right.
based instead of superhero.
I mean, but it
based.
is
So it's like
obviously
you-
going
yeah.
for. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like borderline like a
Mm-hmm.
blatant ripoff, but then it's like it looks fucking cool.
Yeah.
You know, it looks not. It's a great.
I mean, if you're
looking movie,
gonna rip
so,
off
you
a
know,
style, I mean,
that's a great style to rip.
might
off.
as well be that. You know.
Fuck,
Um.
what a good movie.
But do we want to talk a little bit about the plan, about the secrets? And basically all day at work today, I've been sneaking away every 5 minutes and typing vigorously on my phone, and then on my lunch break, I got on this program, and I'll try and contain my excitement about this program because as useful as it is and as much of a game changer it is for me. They're not a sponsor of this podcast. I'm gonna just call out.
So give us some fucking money.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Whoever
call
this
out
is, we'll announce it. Give
Milano,
us the
and
money.
I'm gonna say, if you're watching,
Yeah.
I will actively promote your competitors, even though I use your product. I think we should start negging. I think we should start negging
Yeah.
possible sponsors now. I think that's the best way.
For sure.
I mean, maybe
we
that's
could do-
actively threatening. That might not be.
There's a
negging.
certain-
There's like a line.
Well, there's a certain dick pill company, like a erectile dysfunction pill company that usually sponsors podcasts.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna say their name because that's free advertising on the show. But all I'm saying is chew it and do it. You know what I mean? If you know, you know. So hit us up. You fine fucking freaks.
Yep.
Corporate freaks. You goddamn pigs. We should actually start threatening them.
I think that would be a fun thing to do from now on
Yeah.
for each episode. We just
Hey,
we just vaguely
Indochino. If you don't fucking support us, we're going to bomb your
my
factories
God.
with real bombs.
Yeah,
No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
in a
It was a
video
joke.
game, of course. Not in real
In
life.
in Minecraft.
Not in real life.
No.
Never in real life.
No, never in real life. No.
I don't
was
even know how
doing
to. I
irony.
don't even know how to build a bomb.
No.
I've built
I couldn't-
maybe
I
like
mean, I've-
less than 2.
Yeah, I don't. It's been
Less
so
than
long.
2.
It's been so long. I don't remember how to less than 2. Yeah, we made that first one together, and the whole thing kind of blew up in our face.
Yeah. And speaking of
Get it?
things that I keep forgetting to mail to people, I still got to get you that input entropy record. I still have it on my fucking shelf, and you bought it
Hell yeah.
so long ago, and I just keep being broke, and I keep trying to go to the post office, but I mean it costs fucking money to ship that shit out. So as
Well, you
soon
know
as
what? That reminds
payday
me of
comes,
another,
I'm shipping it to you. I'm shipping it to you, man.
There's no rush, but there is another. That reminds me of another sponsor that supports the idea that everybody hates going to the fucking post office. What is it? Stamps.
I've not heard of this. I've
Stamps.com.
not heard of this.
Stamps.org. You've never heard of this? Ah.
But
sponsors.
do understand that if you explain it to me, you will be actively doing a read for them for free. So don't explain to me
You're
what
right.
it is, how much it costs, or who it's for.
Not a word.
Don't
Not
do
a
it.
word.
Not until they pay. Not until they
Not a
pay.
word.
Even
No.
then,
Not until they give us their money.
maybe.
Maybe.
We
Yeah,
might
even then,
breach
we might
contract.
just not do our
Yeah, we
jobs.
might just breach contract.
Yeah.
You never know.
I'm not above breaching contract. I'm a socialist man.
Until they give me
Uh,
more money, and then I'm a capitalist.
Yeah.
No.
I'm a full on capitalist.
It depends on how much money they're giving me. If they piss me off, then I'm a socialist.
Yeah, exactly. But if it works out to my benefit, then I instantly drop all of my social causes. and,
Obviously.
ideologies, because I'm a spineless millennial coward.
Mhm.
Like the rest of you.
Speak for yourself, man.
Just can-
I ain't no millennial.
Oh yeah, you're a fucking Zoomer. You're a Zoomer,
Yep.
you child.
Zooming back and forth.
How old are you?
I am 20 years old. I can't even drink the
Disgusting.
alcohols until October.
Disgusting. What's your first drink gonna be, Noonie?
Coolant.
What?
Car coolant.
Car coolant?
Has
Windshield
a
wiper
good
fluid?
smell to it. It smells tasty.
Yeah. You know what smells really good is Windex. I would drink Windex if I wouldn't,
Yeah.
if I was sure I wouldn't die from it.
Yeah, I've seen a bottle of Windex next to a bottle of blue Gatorade, and they are identical tints. They must use the same.
Indistinguishable.
I mean, if you just, I'm not saying I did, but I'm saying somebody could easily have done that. I mean, and if you
I'm not
drink
promoting it.
that, like, seeing that is right next to a bottle of Windex, like, I mean, you really got to be expecting
on you.
that somebody is
It's
pulling
on
your
you.
leg. Somebody's.
It's the oldest trick in the book. It's the old switcheroo.
switcheroo.
Everybody knows the old switcheroo. God. Yeah, weren't we supposed to be talking about this
Yeah,
channel? What's
so
going on?
despite what we did in the intro, yeah, we are we are doing a new channel. We're working together. We're consolidating efforts, and that's probably what this will be on. Unless I'm lying and it's going to be on Nunican TV. I guess everything's up in the air right now. But eventually, at least, we're starting a channel. Maybe I should put this on Nunican TV so they know to jump ship. But
Yeah. Just mass unsubscribe.
yeah, no, but I think I'll probably keep Nunican TV just as like, backup. Like if there's anything like I need to just get out there quick that like I don't need to run by you or anything. Like it's just for me. Like I can just put it on Nunican TV. But yeah, most of the shows that are on Nunican TV now not getting canceled. They're probably just moving over to the new channel, which we don't have a name for yet. But yeah, I've been using this Milano app and or this unnamed app. I'm gonna censor it now.
Yeah.
And then
We'll beep it out.
yeah, let me actually. I don't think I'm gonna even show the viewers most of this, but I am gonna describe it to them. I mean, okay, they see us, but I mean, I'm not gonna share my screen because some of this might be, a little bit kind of inside baseball. They don't necessarily need to be seeing.
It's a little teaser.
Well, I mean, some of it is like story continuity stuff like that, where we don't want to like release everything.
True.
In like
Yeah.
a random podcast episode. But if you just kind of look through here, I'll kind of be your guide.
Yeah,
If
please.
we look in media, you'll see
Yeah.
that I have gone way over the top. Not all of this will probably happen, but just as like we need places to put things. So I have interactive, which is for any sort of games or interactive things that we may end up doing. We have shows.
Oh, this is
That's
sick.
the main thing. And I've already put a lot of the
14
shows in
shows.
there. Say what?
Oh, we should list off a few. Is that something you
List
want
the shows.
to share?
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah.
Let's list the shows.
Okay, hop in
Do
there.
you want to go one for one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just do
I'm
them in
in.
order.
Well, we should actually. You know what? We should do them in terms of who invented the shows. Like I can talk about mine, and then you talk.
Okay,
about
gotcha. But just so you know, I
yours.
haven't put in a lot of your stuff yet. Like I put some of the ones that came to mind, but like I'm
Okay.
still waiting. I'm
don't
still
really
kind of
have-
waiting for you to get on this so that we can
Oh yeah.
we can work on it together and figure out what shows we're going to be producing together. Most of these are just ones
That
I've
makes
moved
sense.
from
Yeah.
my channel, but yeah.
All right.
And I didn't know what you called the
start off
wrestling
with-
show. So you...
Oh yeah, no, I don't have a name
Okay.
for it yet, but it's gonna have to change. But yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, you go first.
I go. Well, okay. Should I talk about the wrestling show first?
Yeah, talk about that one.
Okay. Well, okay. So basically, this is fun. I like Joel from Vine Sauce a lot. Shout out to Joel and Germa also is funny. He does funny videos. But I think Vine Wrestle is a big inspiration for this show. Basically, I got an unnamed wrestling game, which I'm also not gonna mention the title
Wise.
of because also just fuck that company. fuck Vince McMahon. I'm not gonna tell you what company.
Well,
it
now
is,
they
but
know.
Fuck Vince McMahon, if that means anything to you. So basically, I got the latest fucking wrestling game, and over the course of I think a year, maybe a little more, you and me and Channel 9 Productions and our friend Proto Shock have been meeting up, and I've been streaming different wrestling matches, and every time we play this stupid fucking game, which is glitchy and buggy
Yeah.
and awful and not very much fun at all, we also try to make the most absurd and insane characters we can and give them a backstory and a cool entrance. And
That
so
was
it's-
really
it's
fun
We
last
just
time,
created, yeah, no, it was a good time. I think so. That kind of sprung out this idea where it was like, I would love to produce my own wrestling show, but A, I can't wrestle,
Yeah.
and B, I don't like it's impossible.
Yeah.
Not for me, unless I do it this way. So far we've got like an entire roster of over 30 characters. We've got managers. We've got general managers of different brands. we've got commentator characters. A lot of it is still up in the air.
Yeah.
We've done like a few test runs, and I don't know if they'll be released or not. Maybe just as a
Hopefully,
teaser or
yeah.
as like a demo concept. But the ultimate goal
Pilot.
is to go, a pilot. But the ultimate goal is to go full out with editing and make logos, and I have to get better at the in-game customization so that we can import these logos
Yeah.
into the games and stuff. And I mean, I'm working off of a pretty janky setup
Right.
as is. Like, I've got a PS4 and a fucking laptop. So it's not ideal for streaming gaming content, but if I can find a way to make it work, even with flaws and all, I think it's gonna be fun. It's a fun time watching some crazy zany stuff happen. We love making these new characters, and I think it's gonna be really fun to try and tell a story and like book as if I was trying to book a real wrestling
Yeah.
show. We had a bunch of ideas for voicing characters and putting them in scenes and stuff too. It's I don't know. Yeah.
I think the
Not-
most fun thing about it for me, or the most exciting thing about it for me, is kind of like playing with the concept of what is the reality of this show. You know what I mean? Like, within wrestling, I've been told there's a kayfabe, and then there's like breaking of the kayfabe. And then like also this is a fictional wrestling show, so there's like it's layered. You know what I mean? Where there's like there's like three realities. There's the real world.
so, like-
there's the fiction of the show, but within that
Yeah.
there's the real world, and then the fiction of the wrestlers. So it's interesting
it's
to
a
play
very
with the
interesting-
fact
yeah.
that like, oh, are these wrestlers playing a character, or is this actually how
Yeah.
they are?
Well, with just
Yeah.
living in the notion of like the work shoot and like trying to use that within this kind of weird storytelling, I think is going to be super cool. Because like a lot of these characters too have these like fantastical backstories and like these ridiculous backstories that are like off the wall and goofy and very funny. And well, I don't know if they're fun. That's subjective, but they make me laugh. We've got Klamos, who's a big gelatinous pink demon monster. We've got Grunkor the Conqueror,
Classic.
of course Sklurbo, and then you got your more grounded characters like the Ukraine Train.
Sure.
You got an alien guy, ALMAO. You've got the Wild Man. He's a beast. He's a crazy guy. So you got all these stupid I think in the old wrestling games I had a guy, he was like a luchador guy, like a masked wrestler, and he was called El Pene Grande.
Nice.
And he had all of his stuff was like leopard print. He was just like this leopard print, like awesome mustache having guy jumping off the top rope, fucking crossbodying people and doing fucking moonsaults and shit. It was great.
Hell yeah.
Very cool. So maybe we'll see him back. We got tons of kooky characters, but playing around with story and behind the scenes stuff and presenting this like fictionalized reality within a world that is also creating its own fictionalized reality. It's kind of meta, and maybe we'll break the fourth wall, but it's obviously it's still early days. There's tons of potential, and at the end of the day, you get to watch some pretty bad gameplay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess speaking of like gaming stuff or stuff like relating to games at all, one of the shows that's completely new from me, or at least like I came up with the idea for, is I want to make a Let's Play show that's not really a Let's Play show. Like it's not real. Like it's kind of like an alternate reality thing where it's like I'll be playing the game, and it'll be like kind of a thing where like I'm not like in character, like it's still kind of like I'm playing myself, but like and I'm still playing the game normally like a Let's Play, but I'm setting things up ahead of time before I start playing so that at some point in the game it deviates from what the story is supposed to be in the game. It deviates from what it's supposed to be doing. So, for example, just some like technology that I've been figuring out for this is when I was doing I'm doing the Paper Mario Let's Play series with Channel 9, and um, that this hasn't come out yet, but for the finale I have something big planned as far as like changing the ending completely from what the real game is, and like adding in this fictional storyline that's based off of like jokes that we've made in the past of the Let's Play. So it's kind of like you're bringing back this character who's not a villain, and like making him the main villain of the game, which is really fun. And also, as far as like technology to make like something like this happen, I was thinking a good like starting place would be if I did a Let's Play of like Mario 64, because
Classic.
yeah, one, it's a classic and like everybody's done one, so it's kind of like
Yeah.
to start with something like that and then have it so like it's an established thing, like so many people have done like a Mario 64 Let's Play, so the subversion will
Yeah.
kind of hit that much more when like
Yeah, I
after
mean,
like
it's-
the
yeah.
first level it glitches out, and then all of a sudden, oh, I'm no longer
Mario
in
starts
Mario.
bleeding hyper realistically, and then his eyes
Yeah,
go
right.
black, and then he screams, and you can't shut the game off.
Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, I'm not.
this a
I'm not gonna go
creepypasta?
full creepypasta with it. It's not like
You're not.
it's not like a haunted cartridge necessarily.
Uh-huh.
But it's
Yeah.
more so like I love the idea of having a game react to what's happening in the Let's Plays. So like the same thing with like in the end of the Paper Mario thing, what I'm planning, we're changing the villain based on a running joke, a running gag that we came up with about a character. Like to have stuff like that where it's like the the game is changing while the like it's adapting to the Let's Play. So it's not just like the game is a static entity, you know. So that's really exciting. One of the things that really like opened the door for that and made me, you know, partially made me choose Mario 64 as a starting place is that someone made a add-on for Blender, where if you input a ROM of Mario 64, you can play as Mario from Mario 64 on any 3D model. So I can import any like N64 like stage of like any other N64 game, and completely like, you know, have them like running around and shit and play like a whole ass level. I mean, there can't be like enemies and like moving stuff necessarily, but there can be kind of like this weird like eerie like empty worlds that he traverses in between real gameplay. So I think if I kind of figure out what the storyline is going to be for that, and kind of what the plan is for that, then I think it could be something pretty cool. I haven't seen anybody do something like that before. I mean, I've seen people play ROM hacks, but they're still like very like basic Let's Play, you know? Like I feel like this could have the opportunity to be something special.
Well, and it's something again that like is playing with the idea of this like constructed reality too. And if you're taking like the format of the Let's Play, and maybe that's what it initially begins as, and then you figure out a way to like tell a compelling narrative through this this technology that you're playing around with, and you know, learning new things about. I think that's just that it provides it opens so many doors for cool avenues of storytelling. And again, if you wanted to get meta, you could get meta. The whole thing kind of could become a commentary on the notion of Let's Play, as this like weird kind of almost now ubiquitous means of like parasocial relationships and parasocial bonding. And I think it's I don't know, it's cool. There's a lot. I'm excited about this series. I've seen a lot of the I mean, I've seen it in action. I've seen Mario jumping around in different stages and stuff. What's the one from Sonic Adventure? The truck is chasing you?
Oh yeah, God, what is that called? City Escape?
Yeah, City Escape. Mario running around that shit. It's really interesting. It's the technology is super neat, and I'm like, you know, obviously I'm not into like I don't know much about
Yeah.
animation, let alone 3D animation. But it's cool and it's impressive. So I'm excited to see what you can do with that.
Yeah. No, I think. I mean, that's one of the cool like technologies, but I'm really gonna use like anything at my disposal
Oh yeah.
to make it, the coolest kind of experience that it can be. Especially like towards the end, I really want like kind of the walls of the reality of the games to be breaking down. And maybe this is revealing too
Yeah.
much, but it's none of this is final yet. But I want to, because I have a little bit of experience with making games. I want to have like the final battle take place within like a game that I make, but it incorporates like running things from like playing all the other games, and I want it
That's
to.
tight.
If I can figure out how to code it like this, I think it would be really cool if I can link it somehow to. I've seen other devs do this for like interesting projects, but if I link it to the chat, and then the chat can somehow interact with the game while I'm playing it, so that
Oh, that's tight.
it's less just like me like fabricating like a story, especially for the end. It's like the chat kind of has a say in how it ends. Like they're able to either like help me or hurt me in my final like battle of the game. So could be
That's
fun.
tight. That's super cool. Conceptually, yeah, I think that rules.
What else? What you got?
Sweet man. Oh, video essays, I guess, is the
Mm-hmm.
thing that I want to start doing. Yeah, obviously I don't make a lot of content except for music, and I mean, as of recording this, I haven't released any of it because fuck you.
Yeah.
You don't get to hear my shit. Fuck all of you.
I mean, you released a couple.
Oh yeah, well I released that. Yeah, I guess my new channel is John Fogg. John Fogg Music. I forget what it is. John Fogg Official. Anyway, I can pull up that. But I've been making music as John Fogg since I was in high school.
Nice.
And I think there's still an album on SoundCloud somewhere that's really bad, and it was recorded terribly, and it sounds like garbage. But yeah, no, I started a new channel, and I think that would be a fun central place to kind of upload. Everything I've been working on for the past like year and a half or so. I've produced a lot of music. We've
Yeah.
done some of it together, Noonie, and it's been a lot of fun. But as of right now, I have a few songs. I have a few songs recorded. I've got at least an album's worth of a kind of heavier stuff that has been really fun. And then I've got 4 or 5 songs of new kind of lighter stuff that I'm experimenting with. But it's definitely not music that I've ever really made before. It's been fun to explore new genres and kind of learn new recording techniques, and a lot of it still isn't up to my own personal standards because I don't know, I don't know why I haven't released
Well,
it yet, really.
I'm not.
We could get into that.
I'm gonna
if
talk.
you wanna get
I'm gonna
heavy.
talk directly to the viewer or listener right now, and say I've heard a lot of this stuff, and I haven't found quite the words to describe it. But judging by your music and even like your videos, there is something about seeing them that in my mind just clicks as like, oh, this is a successful musical artist. I don't know what it is. Like it's not just professionalism. Like there is like the type. I don't know. I think it's just the type of person you are or what it is. But like I listen to one of your songs or I see one of your music videos. I'm being completely honest right now. Like I would be not surprised at all if you really started releasing like these albums and stuff on like all streaming platforms. You started getting a little bit of this going on.
I don't know.
So.
I don't know. I guess that's up to you.
Yeah.
I guess you gotta
Don't make me
buy
a liar,
my
guys.
shit.
Come on.
Yeah, come on. Don't make Noonie a fucking liar.
I guess
do that to my boy.
I guess what I'm trying to get across is you have it as they call it.
Ah, well, I don't know about that, but you're very sweet and you're very kind for saying that. I appreciate it.
But speaking of music,
it's been fun.
oh yeah, sorry, I didn't want to cut you off.
Oh no, go ahead. What's
Speaking of music, another thing I've been really excited about in developing this idea recently, from like a concept from my channel, was we're gonna try and build out the radio show, which doesn't necessarily sound that like enticing, like from just like hearing what it is, but let me tell you, like there's some actual cool stuff to do with it, because not only will it be, cool you know, yeah, I know it's very vague, but yeah, like not only will we have like guests, not only will we be showcasing like underground artists and stuff, but it also takes place within a fictional world, which I guess that's kind of the theme of this, is playing around with the ideas of reality and fictional worlds and how they coincide.
It really is.
But
yeah, we both have a terrible god complex.
Yeah.
We'll create worlds within worlds.
Yeah, exactly. Worlds. Yep, that's how we get our
great.
kicks.
Yeah, but the way you described it to me was really cool. You had brought up the Gorillas as like an example. So I think that opens up a lot of possibilities to create fictional bands with combined elements of like both of our own musical influence and that doesn't need to just be one.
Yeah,
that could be multiple different bands, and they could be funny, they could be serious, they could be interesting.
And this way we can like completely make something completely out of any genre that we would normally make, completely like a different style, or do something that's like a joke song, or like do something that really plays heavily into what these characters sound like or what their characteristics are. Like there's so much kind of fun to be had with like, oh, I would never do this personally under my own name, but since it's a fictional character, like you can play around so much. And I think by doing that, even like I think we might even find more inspiration for our own stuff because of that freedom, of just like exploring through these fictional characters.
Well, what's really interesting is with this idea to me, even before you had mentioned this, I was thinking a lot about my own music, as I usually do, because I'm fucking obsessive. But I was thinking about it, and I was wondering, because I had this album like I was talking about, with all of this harder and heavier kind of music that's definitely a lot less personal and a lot less serious. There's a new one of the newest songs that I'm fucking around with is called Drinker of Men, and it's like a spooky vampire song, but it's also like got huge like drone metal influence and doom metal influence, and also some weird like industrial influence a little bit. I'm trying to tap into. That might be my new favorite song on that record so far. And for the record, it's up there for our good friend Channel 9 Productions. He's a big fan of that one, and Hangman's Tune. Hangman's Tune's a very Sabbathy. But anyway, I digress. The initial point was I was wondering if John Fogg should be a character that presents certain music, and then that's separate from the other more poppy stuff I'm making, and that's another separate entity from the folk guy. Or the more folky music that I wanted to make, and I've been tinkering around with. So I don't know. It's interesting. I think this might be an avenue to explore some of these like more character-based music projects. Like I'm a big fan in terms of influence. I'm a big fan of like Alice Cooper, Rob Zombie, Ghost is a great band. The Gorillas, like I said earlier. I don't listen to a lot of Slipknot, but I like what they do. I like their aesthetic. I like their visuals. and then like that's a form of like frontman character or like musical character that I think is really interesting, and like the gothic over the top
Yeah.
stuff allows for so much freedom. But then also like I love the idea of these like pastiches of like musical like archetypes,
Yeah.
right? Like the folk guy. I think I came up with the name Fox Fielder a while ago, and I think it's really cool. And it's just I would love it to be like a pseudo parody
Yeah.
of like not only like old school folk like Simon and Garfunkel and like old early Dylan stuff, and Crosby, Stills and Nash, but also like a kind of a parody of like the modern wave of indie folk that I think was kind of started by Bon Iver and then elevated so much. Bon Iver is fucking genius, and don't get me wrong, like I love this kind of music, but like Fleet Foxes is another great example. Just like folk songs that have harmonies, vocal harmonies, and also sing about mountains
Right.
and sparrows and alcoholism and old wooden chairs and a spoon that you whittled yourself. You know, all of these things. These are quintessential
Right.
elements of folk rock. But yeah, playing around with these different characters, I think, is super fun. And I think John Fogg himself should be a character in
Yeah.
this.
No, that
I'm
could be
pitching this to
cool.
you right now. But I got so many ideas for this like asshole Southern Baptist weirdo that could be John Fogg. I don't know. I think it's sick. I think it's
Yeah,
I got
no, that
ideas.
sounds
I got
fun.
ideas.
No, I think
Yeah.
what's so I like being able to have my cake and eat it too, as far as like I want to talk directly to the viewer and like have a connection and be honest and be myself, and then I want to do some goofy shit on the side where like I'm playing a character, you know what I mean? And with the radio,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
like directly that, because I am like the radio host for most of it.
Yeah.
At least like we might trade off hosts and stuff and have, you know, guests and whatnot, but by and large it is kind of just me directly interfacing, talking about music and stuff like that. But and then like I'm also playing characters, and there's a certain level of fiction, so it's like being able to slip in and out of that is so cool as a concept for me.
It's
And that's how
like-
we have like 5
it's like
shows
one-
about it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like we've got for this radio show. I think about it like it's like, what if the Muppet Show kind of met NPR a little bit? So you get these like weird sketches or interstitials
That's
and
such a
stuff
good
and different
pitch.
hosts and different characters. But then you also have like the real and especially if we have guests. Like I've got some musician friends that it might be cool to talk to, and then obviously hopefully we branch out and meet more.
Yeah.
I think that's the whole point of this new channel, and I think of just our entire I think the entire ethos of what we're trying to do is we're trying to reach out and branch out to more people like us who make weird shit, who make different shit, who want to be involved and who don't get seen.
Yeah,
you know,
no,
'cause
exactly.
it's slow going, and it's not necessarily about success or money or fucking whatever, but it would certainly be nice to be able to continue to make art and to facilitate a space for other people to make art with us. And you know, I don't know, I think it's gonna be this radio show is gonna be a great avenue to kind of work on that too.
I mean, deviating a little bit because of kind of some of the themes you brought up, deviating a little bit from talking about the individual shows, which we can list off in a moment. But
Sure.
I mean, if we go in depth with every one of them, we'll be here all day. But just to talk about the themes you were bringing up of like what like we're actually trying to do, like what is this about, you know, like what is like, is it just entertainment, is it like a community thing? Like I think those are great conversations that we should be having about it. I think the biggest kind of values that I have for making this new channel, and especially since it's from the ground up and you know we have this opportunity to define what it is ahead of time, I think a great goal is just to kind of create this kind of grassroots community kind of from the ground up, and not even have necessarily the focus so much on ourselves. Like I personally, I mean, I do want to make enough money to where, you know, I can do art full time eventually, but I don't think that's like
the dream.
Yeah, it's not like the main goal of this channel though. I think the main goal is is more of like a rising that doesn't occur of like all of you lifting us up. It's like it's more so, maybe we won't get like super rich, but we will kind of bring some people with us, is kind of the hope. Is like, instead of like having all of the ownership, like we are this channel, just me and you, it's like we are this channel. It's like, you know so prominently showing all of these other like unknown people and all these other people in the community. And I think the community is going to be mostly artists and mostly people kind of like us, is kind of the hope on my end. I mean, obviously you want the entertainment to be there, you want it to be, a little bit of everything for even for people who aren't artists, who want to watch it. But by and large, like, what I want to do is build a community of people who just want to make art, and I actually have an idea that I haven't even pitched to you yet, and this is like a big thing, and it has to do with this. So I am going to actually pull it up. What you're gonna do? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, what I was just gonna say is I think one big way to kind of summarize the whole premise of this channel is we're gonna do Channel Awesome, but good. We're gonna be the nostalgia critics, both of us, and only we're not gonna alienate.
Well, I
our entire.
For those unfamiliar, for those unfamiliar with that channel, it makes it sound like we're gonna be worse than them, because you're calling them Channel Awesome, and then we're good.
No, Channel.
We're right,
Look up any episode of the Nostalgia Critic, and then you can. That might be. No,
they can be Channel Awesome. We'll be Channel I.
There's a great. Yeah, we'll be Channel I. There's a great video essay that is about Channel Awesome, and I kind of want to shout it out because it was a great. There's 2 videos now that this person made.
Link in the description.
Yeah, I think, you know what? If you want to send me the thing that you were going to send me, then I will try and pull this up.
Well, it's actually within the same thing, so I'll just navigate you there.
Gotcha. Oh, here it is. Okay, it's the failure of Channel Awesome's demo reel, which is a great exploration of Doug Walker as kind of a filmmaker and a person after he temporarily retired the Nostalgia Critic character. And if you're not into Channel Awesome lore like I am, this is nothing. This is
weren't you gonna start your own podcast about that at some point?
Oh yeah, that might actually go on this channel if my partner is not my romantic partner, ladies. I do not have one.
Hey.
Huh?
Link in the description,
fellas.
to Jimmy's
to my address.
Yeah.
It's just my house.
It's your address.
I'm so lonely.
Just go straight there. Don't
house.
Even like let him know. Just like knock on his door.
I leave my door open. Yeah, just hang out. It's fun. I got PlayStation. We can play PlayStation.
Yeah.
We can hang out. We can order pizza.
This started as a pitch for the channel and is now just a pitch for Jimmy.
That's a dating video. It's an early 90s dating video, yeah. Anyway, yeah, Lady Emily, go check that video out. It's very good. What are you going to show me?
Yeah, okay. So, and this will sound a little bit weird until, like, I'm fully able to describe it to you, but, okay, go to media.
Okay.
And then, oh, wait, are you on mobile?
Yeah.
Oh.
Should I not be on mobile?
Well, on mobile it just shows everything as a list, which kind of sucks. But on desktop, on desktop it shows it as like a web, which is more helpful.
Okay.
I don't know why mobile doesn't just show it the same way. It's kind of dumb, but
fuck mobile. Even more reasons to not promote this fucking
right
service, this website.
Fix your app, Milano. Fix your app.
I need to register. Can I sign in with Google?
Yeah, you can sign in with Google. That's what I did.
Interesting.
Ah, shit, I should have given you a referral link, so it would have given me more free space. Oh well.
Rats.
Too late now. Are you in?
It's just
Oh,
loading.
gotcha.
Almost there. Here we go. Okay. Media, new branding.
Go to media
Skip
and then
this.
go to promotion, and then go to Discord community. Oh, I see your little cursor.
Oh, no way.
So I had this. I had this idea. Basically,
Oh.
we were talking about one of our values being like we don't want to price people out. We don't want to have the good stuff, only available for, we don't want to like make money that big of a priority to where like people can't enjoy the stuff without paying a whole ton. And
Yeah.
eventually what I wanted to do is we do want to make a Patreon, and we do want to have exclusive content there, and we do want to have, you know, that added funding which can make the shows that much better and make them higher quality. But I thought of this kind of loophole to where it's like, how can we do both? How can we have like, how can we allow people who don't necessarily have the funds or just kind of don't want to pay for it, but still like give them a way to support the community so that it's practically the same amount of value as throwing the $5 a month or whatever that we would be getting. So I thought in the Discord, if we make like a credit system almost, and basically have a tier of the Patreon, as far as like being able to access these exclusive shows, being able to access a possible magazine, being able to access like mini games and stuff,
potential comic books or comic strips or different art.
Yeah, so much stuff.
We haven't
would
even
be...
talked about the comic stuff.
Yeah, we can talk about that next. But yeah, I basically had this idea, and I wanted to pitch it to you about like, we basically have a credit system in the Discord where if people are doing things that help the community, they're doing things that are kind of raising everyone up, not promoting us individually, but promoting like the community and like being active and helping other creators and talking in the server and giving advice on stuff and just overall being active or like posting fan art or whatever, like they kind of gain these credits or whatever that they can just kind of save up, and then if they have enough credits, then we just give them access to the Patreon for free because they're doing enough. Like they're contributing to the community to where it's like, yeah, why not? And it's the same thing even for like what I want to do eventually, if we can, is like for the magazine and stuff, we can make like articles and stuff, but we can like have the community, if there's any like people who are interested in like journalism or like talking about that type of stuff, like particularly about kind of creative issues or talking about smaller creators and stuff like that. If people want to write articles or something and we can have them featured as like a guest article in like the magazine, they can get credits for that. It's just like a ton of ideas we can just kind of throw in there where people can find a different way into the Patreon, because we want most people to be able to see that stuff. And if they just want to pay for it, then that's great, but also they don't have to. So that was my pitch.
No, exactly. And you don't necessarily have to be active in the community in the sense that, like, you have to be producing content for the channel for us. The fact that you can just be active in the server and like, maybe offer constructive feedback or criticism or if you do have ideas, pitch them or anything. Covers, like it says in the document, like, covers of songs. That's always fun stuff that can, like, be shared through the channel so that other people can be privy to seeing that cool stuff as well. But also that, like, the fact that you just like us and are enjoying it and are participating in this kind of this space means that you can continue to participate even more with more fun little goodies and stuff. I think that's so cool. And obviously with all of this, like, I don't know where you stand on like outside involvement and like because obviously like you said we want this channel to be not just you and me, right? Um, this provides an opportunity for you to start out maybe as a fan of something, you know, or maybe you like some shows, you like some content that we produce or
Right.
some music or whatever. And then as a fan through involvement and interaction and association, like you obviously you have the opportunity to like reach out to us, and
Right.
if you have something that you want to share, then of course, you know, that might be yeah, you might you basically it's like yeah, sure, hop on
Yeah.
in. You're with, you know, you're with us.
Yeah, and
I think
yeah,
that's cool.
it's also just like, um I want to make it clear because yeah, I think that's the most important thing to me is like, um because if this was just like a personal channel where it's just like, oh, I'm making content about me and I'm making only what I want to make and it's only for me and there's no like interfacing with the community, this would feel a little weird as like a concept
Yeah.
because then it's like, oh, like if I'm, it's like almost like free labor of like, oh,
Yeah.
like I want you
Yeah.
to promote me as an individual, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
the way that I'm seeing,
Write a magazine article about how
right,
successful.
but the way that I'm seeing it is kind of like, because it's not an individual channel and it's more like the whole concept of the channel is like, hey, we want to make things for and by, you know, creatives, and we want to interface directly with you. We want you to have a sense of ownership of the channel as well. And we're just kind of doing a lot of the legwork of getting it started, and we're doing a lot of the legwork of managing it and everything. But you know, having more people come to the channel and come to the Discord and be a part of the community is not just better for us. It's better for everybody in the community. You know what I mean? So like, um if it was an individual channel, it would be weird to have like a thing that's like, oh, if you tweet about the upcoming video, then you know you're in the running to get a free Patreon, you know, subscription or whatever. But I think
Yeah.
in this case, it's a mutual beneficial thing where it's like we're giving you stuff for free. You're doing stuff that helps us, but also helps you and the rest of the community. And
Yeah.
I think it just kind of all works as long as we
And I
keep
think
those values in mind in the future, and we
Yeah.
don't just kind of, you know, as soon as we're getting funds coming in, we take the money and run. You know, it's like
Right.
most of the money. Like I just want money to survive and keep making art. The rest
Yeah.
of it goes
And I think
straight
it's
back
gonna
into
be
it.
it's gonna be a long way until we like making any
Yeah.
sort of profit off of this stuff, and so it's like I think for the first while at least, like everything that we get out of it, if anything, is gonna go right back into it and into, you know, either buying new equipment or just funding new shows
Yeah.
or things like that. You
Well,
know?
and that's the
It's like-
thing too.
and
Sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
well, no, I was gonna say too. It's because we're both people who have to work jobs,
Yeah.
and we have like other things, other responsibilities
so
in our lives,
hard.
and it's like we have to do that, and that's a reality. We're not gonna be. Unfortunately, I don't have the balls to be the guy who's just like, I'll throw away all my backup
Right.
plans and I'll go full time into YouTube with the hopes of making it successful. Because if you're hoping to make it successful and only successful, you're gonna have to sacrifice some sort of not artistic integrity, but I think artistic either hubris or artistic expectation, right? You can't do things your way and make what you want to make and make a lot of money doing it. You can make good content that's like popular and you get successful, you know. There's plenty of YouTubers who do that and like are still good individuals who are making content that I think is useful and I think is valid and valuable. But you know, that's not the reality for everyone.
Yeah.
And it's like we want to be able to do this so that we can keep doing this, and hopefully anyone else who wants to be involved is also a person who maybe they can't, you know, drop everything all the
Right.
time and for a YouTube career, But with this, it's like you don't have to. If you want to make things,
Yeah.
if you want to make shows, if you want to make an animation, if you want to make a news show or a talk show, if you want to do a podcast, if you want to do a radio show or a radio drama, if you have a play that
Yeah.
you want to like put on and then record, fucking anything. You want to do stop motion shit, you want to do videos of you drawing shit, like whatever you have. If you have a premise for a show, it's like come to
Yeah.
us with that shit. Let's see if we can help you
Right.
in any way to either produce it or work on each other's stuff. It's I don't know. I think it's cool. It's cool, and obviously boundaries are boundaries too, and people's projects are their own.
Right.
But it's like it's a very voluntary thing. However you want to be involved, there is room for all and everybody, and I think just the fact that it's an inclusive space for artists. Of all kinds, I think is
And I mean,
cool,
it's not like we'll have like enough time to where we can work on everybody's project all the time. But I think the bigger the community gets, the less we have to necessarily be the ones who are helping you, because it becomes such a tightly knit thing where it's like people are meeting each other in the Discord. People are like, hey, I need someone who's an animator. Oh, I need someone who's a musician. And they're just finding each other and they're doing stuff, and we can promote it on the channel. And it's like, I think this is kind of like, because it's such a grassroots kind of like starting from scratch thing where it's like all of us in the gutter, all of us like tiny little creatives that nobody sees. It's like the world is so saturated. Alone we kind of go nowhere, but like as a group we are so massive. Like there's so many of us, and even if it is just an audience of peers, basically, I mean, there's so many of us to where that's an audience enough to where like we can share everything amongst each other. So
and if they're peers and they're also creatives, then that's exactly who I want to be watching my videos or my art or my listening to my music, because they're the ones who are going to provide feedback and opinions, and who might have different knowledge about different things that is super valuable to hear. I think that's another cool aspect. Like we would be talking, and like that always runs a risk of creating an echo chamber of sorts. But I don't know. I think there is room for togetherness, and there is room for experimentation, and this is also a place to discuss ideas about art and what makes art good and what makes art important and what makes art valuable, and high art and low art and all of these different things, and what's pastiche and what's like. This is, I don't know. Like, here's a question, just a general question to you, and I think this could go on into a whole other we could do a whole episode on this.
Maybe we should.
Do you consider yourself? Maybe we should.
Well, ask the question.
You know what?
I mean, what is it?
And then we might do do you consider yourself? These might be two different questions. Do you consider yourself a YouTuber, number one, and number two, do you consider yourself an artist? Is it the same thing? Is there a distinction?
So like, okay, so when I was doing Nunican TV, when I was and I mean right now I kind of still am until the switch over really like completely happens. But what I've been doing for so long has been just experimentation, pretty much just doing things that I want to make only, and not really doing a lot of planning, not doing a lot of the management stuff that really comes with like being a YouTuber. So I think up until now I've been just kind of an artist. I haven't really been a YouTuber, if that makes sense. Whereas now I feel like in a way I'm kind of going to be both, because it takes it takes both things to actually gain any traction. You know what I mean? So it's like the thing that I value is creating things that I see as beautiful, things that I see as art, or things that are interesting to me in some way. I mean, for the most vague, possible description. It's not really like YouTube itself. I mean, there's things like about YouTube and YouTubers that are interesting to me, but if this platform didn't exist, I would still be making stuff. So yeah, I would
Right.
consider myself an artist, but I wouldn't consider myself a YouTuber until now, because what we're doing now is basically we are making the things that we want to make, and we are working on these more ambitious things, but also
Hmm.
we are doing more managerial stuff, more kind of like planning, and more so like, okay, some of these videos are going to be just to kind of feed the algorithm a little bit, just to, like, they're still like valuable to
Yeah.
us in a way, like we're still going to like inject as much art as possible into them, but there
Sure.
is like a certain confrontation I think you have to have between art as art and art as commodity, whereas like, do
Right.
you turn your art into something that you don't want it to be in order to make it more consumable as a commodity, or do you have separate
Hmm.
things, one thing's a commodity and one thing's art proper?
Right. Yeah, and then I think that's I mean the entire like premise of what a YouTuber is super
Yeah, that's
ambiguous, and
true.
it's not very clearly defined. There are multiple different kinds of YouTubers, and it's really just indicative of the fact that like this is a new form of media.
Yeah.
It's still a very young form of media, and so I like again, channel awesome, haha, it's funny, ironic. Doug Walker is a meme man. Nothing against Doug Walker. He's a negligent dick, but I grew up on his content. So Dougie boy, if you're listening,
I haven't read all the
I
change the
love you.
channel documents yet, but I don't know what
Yeah,
happened there.
it's rough. It's rough. And shout out to all of the
Yeah.
victims. That's victims, but yes, victims. It's rough. There's some weird shit going on there, and it's all due to just like simple things like
Hmm.
negligence and just like people being weird and not taking into account human well-being before vanity projects
Hmm.
or before art. And I think also obviously with this, it's like this is meant to never really infringe on a personal life or
Hmm.
on well-being. This is supposed to be an outlet for
Yeah.
creativity and for fun and for self-expression, and so it's like this is supposed to be a good thing, and if we can keep it a good thing and make it a cathartic thing or a therapeutic thing for people, even like I mean, that's what it is for me.
Hmm.
It's like I need an outlet. I want to make stuff. I hope people watch this stuff. I don't really know how to do it, and I don't really want to play by the rules to
Right.
get like
Yeah.
when you said with my music that I have it. I don't think I have it because I have this tremendous like phobia and paranoia of playing that fucking game. Like I could be going out and doing gigs, but
Yeah.
I don't know if I am. I like that's not in me right
Yeah.
now. So instead, I have this. I have this. I'll try it this
Well,
way.
I think
And
I wanna make something clear about what I meant when I said that. It was not
mhm.
that this sounds like something I would hear on the radio. What I mean is within, like, it is still like uniquely yours. Like, it's not like, it doesn't sound poppy in uh like a commercial sense. Like, it just sounds like
Oh
somebody
no,
that I
yeah,
would
I
just
get you.
listen to. Like, you know what I mean?
I get you.
So like,
Well, I appreciate that.
it sounds like someone that I would come across. You know what I mean? Whereas, like,
Okay,
a lot
okay.
of the time when I'm making music, and this is just what I'm comparing it to, either it's stuff that I make or stuff that I've seen other relatively unknown artists make, even like some people on the radio show, is like, there's a certain level of like, you can hear that it's like these people are passionate, they are talented, but there is something that's not there that like almost explains why they're not popular yet. Is like, there's something about like their voice or something about their style where it's like they haven't quite found it yet. Like, they haven't found what it is that, I don't know. It's such an untangible thing, so I can't really describe it. But it's like,
Yeah.
it's the same thing that I've felt with my music, especially when I was first starting out, where it was like, it's not just that it's unpolished, it's not just that it's weird kind of music, it's that there's some other element, some other mysterious element in there that like, uh, maybe it is just a production thing or something, or something in the voice, but it's
Maybe.
like some types of voices you just don't really come across, I think. But I think
Yeah.
listening
Well,
to
I
your music and even like a lot of your unreleased stuff. Like, I feel like that's something I would just listen to. You know what I mean?
I think the funny thing is that it's a thing that I'm still feeling about my
Mm.
music. That sense that it's just not. It's not. There's something lacking. But and that just shows like how subjective
Yeah.
it is. But like, it's a thing you got to learn. Like a lot of my music is based on imitation and
Mm-hmm.
recreation of vibes of things of influences, and that's kind of all I really know how to do. So maybe that's it. Maybe I'm a good mimicker,
Mm.
but that comes with the sacrifice that I don't really have a sense of self or a clear direction for the music that I. It makes everything that I make completely dishonest,
Mm.
and we could do a whole other episode of this podcast with me just complaining about my struggles and like how I feel about my own art. That would be an interesting topic. We should
Yeah. Add that to the
think about
list.
that. But anyway, I'm not gonna sit around here and keep fucking sucking my dick and praising my goddamn
Sorry,
fucking tunes,
somebody's got to do it.
but you're very sweet.
Hey, until that address comes out there, who else is gonna
Yeah.
do it? You know?
Who else is gonna be sweet to me? He did propose
Yeah,
to me at the beginning of this thing.
exactly. Yeah, the tones of this podcast are very romantic.
Super romantic. The tension is so thick.
Cut it with a knife.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, okay.
but yeah,
I mean, that all sounds
we're pretty. I mean, we're past an hour. We were gonna go for half an hour.
No way.
But that's actually
That's
good.
so
I just
funny.
thought we couldn't do more than 30 minutes. An hour podcast is better. I like doing hour podcasts.
It's yeah. Maybe we can cut out some dead air and some little bits, get it down to a solid hour. This has been really fun. Should we before we go?
Mm-hmm.
Should we rattle off the rest of the shows that we have
Absolutely,
listed
yeah,
so far? All right. Okay. I'm gonna jump right in. Number one on this list right here is a favorite of mine, a collaboration between Nunican TV and Channel 9 Productions. The Public Domain Train. Public Domain Train is one of my all-time I love it. I love that show so much.
Me
It's
too.
got so many elements that I love. It reminds me of Joe Bob's Last Drive-In, which I used to watch all the time. Mystery Science Theater 3000. The Hobo's just a fun
Yeah.
character. And you get to watch movies that are free
Yeah.
and often terrible. And I think that would be fun to do regularly as like a live segment. And as the audience grows, it's going to be so fun with the chat.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing better with these old movies that are sometimes not polished
Right.
and sometimes drag a little. There's nothing better than kicking back and joking with pals in the chat or joking with pals in a call over Discord. Like that to me mwah, chef's kiss, better than sex. I love that shit.
Have you ever seen
Watching Plan 9
Metropolis?
from Outer Space. I haven't seen Metropolis.
Me neither.
But
But
that's
that just
I've
fell
been
into the
meaning to
public
see that.
domain this year.
Ooh, Metropolis. Stay tuned.
We are slowly crawling into the golden age of Hollywood with the public domain.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
so far back. Damn it, Mickey Mouse.
So
But
just I can't wait till Citizen Kane is public domain so everyone
It's
can
crazy,
see
right?
how overrated it is.
but yeah, I think
kidding.
maybe we
Orson
can add a
Welles.
segment of the public domain train where he just kind of rattles off what's new into the public domain, like even like characters and stories. Like I think that's valuable, especially since we're marketing a lot of this, or we're showing a lot of this to fellow artists and stuff. I think it's super valuable for people to know what characters and stuff are just free to use now.
True. Yeah. That's great. Oh, I love Public Domain Train. And whoever wrote that theme song,
Hey,
some pretty groovy shit.
that Jonathan Fogg fellow.
Yeah, that guy's an asshole. Okay, we talked about the wrestling show. What's Nunican's School for Dabblers all about?
Okay, so I feel like I've talked about this a lot in private, but no actual episodes have been out yet. But
yeah.
since we are so low on time, I'm just gonna rattle it off quickly. It's basically like an educational show mixed with kind of animated story. So it's an educational show, basically doing crash courses on different mediums. I'm gonna say mediums.
Yeah.
If you want me to say media, you can fucking yell in the comments. But media doesn't work for me. Okay, I'm gonna say mediums because I see media as something different. Because
Yeah.
I think I every time I say mediums, I rant about this for like 10 minutes. But I'm gonna
True.
refrain.
He's done this several times.
I'm gonna
folks.
refrain from doing it this time. But anyways, mediums. And yeah, I think it'll be pretty cool. They're all like fairly, kind of short, very introductory, but they are enough to get you into whatever medium it is. So it's like the first episode, stop motion. There's going to be plenty of them. There's probably even going to be one on podcasting once I learn enough about podcasting to talk about it.
Totally.
But yeah,
Gr-
even like so. I've talked about this for too long, but it is introductory, but that is just the main storyline is only showing the crash courses of each medium. But in the Patreon, at some point, especially if we get funding and stuff, I do want to have at first is probably going to be specific tutorials that will be kind of longer form. It'll still be in character, but it won't be it won't have like story structure. It'll be more so as if you were in a Zoom call or something with Woolston, and you're just he's just teaching you the gritty details on how to do something.
It's then, like all of the questions that the original episode brings up will hopefully be answered in like the 102. It's like, oh, you can come to my class. I'll teach you a whole class on this if you want for extra credit or whatever.
I'm calling them the NSD AP classes. But yeah, so it's like at first they'll probably just be more so kind of tutorials, kind of low budget, but eventually I would really like to do proper like curriculum stuff. That would be really cool if we got kind of the funding and the kind of manpower to do the research and make something really comprehensive.
Share the knowledge, share the wealth.
I think we just have to say names for the rest of them because we'll be here all day.
All right.
QQC podcast. That's what we're doing now. Letter City Police Department. You already saw that in the stream in the morning cartoon segment.
24-hour morning cartoon segment. Detective added again.
That was just a pilot. The rest, I'm gonna make a full episode at some point, and then kind of develop the series from there. It's basically just puns, stories retold. That's gonna be semi.
It's basically just.
It really is. I mean, it's like a noir pun factory. But stories retold. That one I've been kind of noodling around with for a while. It's just kind of almost a looser form D&D basically, where it's like there's no dice involved. It's pretty much just improv storytelling based on folklore and stuff.
D&D, what does that stand for? Destined to... Oh, no.
I was going to say Dungeons and Dragons, like a D&D podcast.
Oh, right.
But,
yeah, I get my acronyms mixed up.
I want to do a real D&D podcast someday. I've never played D&D. I really like to.
Neither have I.
But anyways, yeah, so that one is kind of from the perspective of a storyteller telling a story. So we're doing like this improv thing based on like an old folktale or whatever, completely off the rails from the main folktale. So it's like it's our own kind of take on it. But and then after we do all the improv stuff, I go back in and I write a story about the storyteller telling it, again playing with reality. Anyways, video essay. I'm just now realizing how many of those are that meta.
It's like every single thing. Michael, even
and
the
I
music
just
projects,
complained about how meta
insane.
everything is. I'm such a hypocrite.
Yeah, we were just shit talking fucking Dan Harmon and stuff. You know, we're just dunking on Dan.
I love Community though. Please don't get mad at me, Dan.
We love you, Dan. Bring back Harmontown.
Right. Video essays, you already talked about that. Making of videos, we want to do kind of like a Corridor Crew thing, where it's just like, it's going to be kind of hard to figure out, especially since we're not in the same location. It's not going to be as, like, as cool until we, like, have a warehouse like they do, where it's like everybody's working together.
Yeah.
But
Totally.
I do want to start
find a
documenting
way.
the making of things, because I think those have stories within themselves, like, especially
Yeah.
for other creatives and stuff. There's something kind of cool about seeing people work on things
Oh,
they're
yeah.
very interested in, and the ups and downs.
Well,
sorry.
let me
Yeah.
let me put it this way. It's I have seen Burden of Dreams like 10 times, but I haven't even finished watching fucking Fitzcarraldo, It's just there's so much like Klaus Kinski goodness and Werner Herzog goodness in Burden of Dreams. If you haven't seen that film,
I'll have to check it out.
watch it. Just all movies about making movies, American movies, a classic. Just the behind the scenes.
I just watched
footage for the
American
original
Movie.
Dawn of the
It's
Dead.
so good.
You just watched American Movie?
Yeah, just the other day.
We should record an entire podcast review about American Movie.
Next time.
Next time. That's gonna be fucking great.
In the Bin,
Yes, behind
that's
the scenes.
that's based on a hosting segment from the 24-hour stream, but I'm gonna try and turn it into an actual show. It might not actually have like other people's videos in it. It might just be more of kind of a narrative between Gregory Trashkinson and Kyle Leafpile. Just kind of a fun little puppetry show where they're having their own quarrels and whatnot. We already talked about that. Chrome Chronicles, that's another educational show, but that's just me doing like hey, check out these websites, do all this free shit that you can be using that you might not know about online, pretty much. And then Channel Crawling, that's directly me looking for you. Is me going on this website called Channel Crawler and looking for channels under a certain number of subs. It might like the range might change over time, but it's fairly small channels. Things, it's not like 100K. It's probably like closer to 1K or lower.
Hell yeah.
So it's just kind of diving into the kind of underbelly of YouTube and finding all of these kind of hidden gems. There's a lot to dig through because there's a lot of people who, just kind of put like random crap out there that like they didn't really put much time into, but there are some gems that I've found. So that's what that show's about. And that is all I'm going to mention because we are at 123. And we still have an after show to do. So,
the after show.
After show we can just talk about American Movie.
Oh, hell yeah, let's do that. I might have to take a bathroom break, though.
Okay, so let's do the outro. You take a bathroom break, we'll come back, do the after show. Just keep it recording. Yeah, so, thank you so much for watching the Quest for Quality Content podcast. This has been a really fun one, a lot higher energy than last time. I think we're kind of getting into the stride of it, and we're also just very excited about this new endeavor. So, thank you for coming along, and after show will be on Patreon. Goodbye.
Hell yeah.